Hey guys, StamLuke7 here with the review of Victoria Field Supercross. Oh, that's sick two-wheel. Made by King Edward I. Told me to check out this track a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And I was impressed. It's a very solid remake of Victoria Field from Halo 4. I don't know if I'll have a link in the description, but if I remember, I'll try to put one. If I forget, leave a freaking comment, remind me. I'm going to try to put a link to my, actually, I think it might have been the last track review I did on Halo 4 was of this track, so it's kind of funny that I'm back here on Halo 5 doing a new track showcase of it. Now that we're actually, it's been 2 new Halo games, if you want to count MCC, so that's kind of crazy. But he remade it here on Halo 5, and this track definitely lives up to the hype of its previous form. Still is good, still is fun, and especially with even the new update and how kind of dumb the Supercross physics are now, he definitely brought it justice and made it run very consistently, and it feels like a Halo 4 Supercross all over again. With how it runs even after the update. So anyways, I usually go over my 3 categories, so I'm going to do it here. The aesthetic on this track is obviously not something you really want to worry about, but I like the colors, I like the way the purple looks, and I love the signs that he has. You see him when we go around. I think he has like Bud and 7-Up and HTSX. I think that's what he has. And those signs look really cool. The stands look awesome too. I focus on the track most of the time when I'm racing, so I don't really get time to look at the aesthetics on a Supercross. That's why I don't really care about them, because, you know, as long as they look decent, it's fine. But some of the aesthetic things that he did on this track are pretty cool. Oh yes, KSI up as well. Okay. But overall, they look solid. The flow on this track, I think I praised Victoria Field for this back in Halo 4, I'm pretty sure. But the flow on Victoria Field is awesome. The way the sections run is really cool. I love the whoops, the first like whoop section. I love the finish line jump. I have to say my favorite part of the track is probably like the whoops in the first rhythm I like a lot. And then I like what we call them, the belugas. I like those a lot, and I'll point out to you what that is when we get across to that section. Had a little wreck action there because I don't know, I was listening to music, wasn't really paying attention, so I was like, oh man, I gotta start paying attention. I'm sucking. But anyways, right here is the belugas. This is another one of my favorite parts of the track because it's just cheesy. I don't know how else to describe it. The belugas is hilarious. Anyways, oh, I love the part we're coming up on here that he revamped, because you can double single and you can single double onto this little like inverted turn. I think that part's really cool in this game. It was cool in Halo 4, but it's way better in this game the way he did it. That was the biggest improvement, I think, from that version to this version. Raceability, Victoria Field actually just did a race on it in FLR. I mean, it wasn't many of us. I think it was only 4 or 5 people, but we did race on it, and I thought it was a very solid race. There wasn't too many problems, even off the start. Like, there weren't many problems in the first rhythm. Most people were able to settle into a line and hit it solid. And overall, I mean, this track, it's not one of the hardest Supercrosses. Like, I think a new Supercross driver could come into this track and learn it pretty quickly. I think if I was going back into my shoes of, hey, I just started racing Supercross, I need to learn how to frickin' do this, I think I would have done decent on this track, because it's very simple in how you would learn a track like this. So I think it would lend itself very good to new drivers. So overall, track is solid, one of Edward's best. I'm going to give it a 9.2 out of 10. But I said one of Edward's best because Edward's best is coming up next. And make sure you guys see that next week. See you then.